Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today I'm just going to be talking a little bit about some channel updates, as well as some new equipment that I've received, and just a kind of general overview on how hopefully this next year is going to go. So first off, we've got some new equipment to make some videos on. I finally did it. I got a UDM Pro, and I know that I am very late to this party, but I finally gave in and I had a reason to buy one. So you can expect the following videos to come out of this, like a regular first time setup video, how to do VLANs, a performance test, probably migrating an existing controller to the UDM's controller, and then all the other basics like firewall rule setup, some VPNs, whatever. Now, I had been holding off on getting a Dream Machine, basically, just because I didn't want to pay for it. That's the main reason. But I have been holding on to the Edge router for quite a while, and it's because I rely on protocols that the UDM doesn't support. Namely, I had been using VRRP and OSPF. Now, I no longer have a need for VRRP, so that requirement has just gone away, but I do still use OSPF over all of my VPNs. But I've come to terms with the fact that I could just do static routes, or maybe even just use the Edge router as an OSPF routing device behind my Dream Machine. Anyways, I know that the performance increase and the security services of the UDM are way better than the Edge router. The Edge router doesn't have any type of IPS or GeoIP filtering or anything like that on it. And it also doesn't have any 10 gig interfaces, which I recently upgraded my network, at least the backbone, to 10 gigabits. So this Dream Machine actually supports that. I'm actually really excited to get going with this device, and I'm actually going to have to force myself to create some videos before it actually becomes a permanent fixture in my network. Now, the next piece of new equipment that we have is a SonicWall. I've been wanting to make some content on various parts of SonicWall equipment for quite a while now, and I now have the chance to do it. Again, you can expect the same kind of basic videos on this: first time setup, some VLAN configuration, how to do the firewall, VPNs, etc. Now, obviously, this isn't a Unifi device, which is kind of the direction this channel has made itself go ever since I started it. And this might be a little bit of a step in the wrong direction, mainly because SonicWall devices are kind of in a way more expensive league. Most of the stuff I cover on this channel is at least relatively affordable, kind of trying to get the best bang for your buck, the most advanced features for the lowest cost. SonicWall isn't exactly in that category, and they also use a subscription or licensing model. So this isn't just a one-time purchase. You got to keep it licensed, and you got to pay for all the features that you want to use. And it's for this reason that I have not had a chance to really do this, because I don't want to jump into the high cost to entry for a SonicWall device. But these things compete in kind of the same space as Fortinet, Sophos, Palo Alto, and even the Cisco Firepowers. But I think they are extremely simple to administer when you compare them to the other firewalls out there. But it is also definitely a more business-oriented device. And you also get business-oriented support when you pay for these licenses. Now, SonicWall documentation, I think, is probably some of the best. You can probably find a how-to guide for SonicWall wherever you want, but I've kind of noticed a lack of actual video content on it, and I've been managing these for going on, I think, it's either 3 or 4 years now. So I figured, why not throw my videos into the ring here and see if they can't help somebody. But that is the new equipment side. Hopefully there'll be a lot more new videos on those coming here soon. But I also kind of want to address some of the content I've talked about or started in the past that I may or may not have dropped the ball on. Basically, this is the TP-Link Omada stuff. You may have noticed I've been putting more of that out here recently because I've actually had time to go through it, and I think I've used it for long enough that I can actually talk about it and not sound like a complete moron. But there was more stuff I started other than the TP-Link stuff. You might remember I did a video on the Asus Zen Wi-Fi that I said I would get a total review out on that never happened, and also that Trevolo U speaker that I unboxed and said that I was going to get a full review coming, and that didn't happen either. I still plan to make these videos. I still want to put out a full review on the Asus Zen Wi-Fi. Those actually got used quite extensively in one of my houses before I moved from there, but I just never got around to actually giving my thoughts on it and speed testing it and all of that. And kind of the same with the Trevolo U. I used it a little bit, probably not in the way it was intended, and I just never got around to making that video. So just wanted to let you know I do still plan on hitting these up, as well as my newer content with the new equipment. And also, just as an addition to the new equipment I'm going to be making videos on, I also have a new playlist coming around, which for right now I'm calling In a Nutshell. I hope Korkazat doesn't sue me, but I definitely wasn't going to call it As Fast as Possible, but that's kind of along the same lines. This new video format is basically going to be just a super short format for various simple tasks. A lot of these videos are actually going to be repeats of ones that I've done in the past, but with a lot less detail. My thought process on this was really to have like a 1 to 3 minute video going over all the main points of completing some kind of specific task, instead of the 30-minute video covering every nuance, quirk, and process that I typically do. Like, for example, you could either watch the full video for how to deploy a Unifi access point. You can get all the information and extra commentary or whatnot with it. Or if you're already familiar with the device, then you can watch the much shorter version, which is pretty much just quickly listing off all the steps necessary to get it set up. And what's funny is I actually started making these to turn them into shorts, but that ended up not really working. So instead, I'm turning them into their own playlist full of these little short videos. If this video comes out when I want it to, the first one of these should have been up just a couple days ago. Depending on how they do will really depend on if I keep making them or if they're liked and not hated. But that leads me into my last channel update, and that is basically the new upload schedule. And it's really hard to have a new upload schedule when I've never had one to begin with. But I figured that my goal for 2024 is going to be to have at least one video up every week with a set schedule. You can try and hold me to it, but I've never managed to go more than like 2 months consecutively doing this. So we'll see how this goes. I might burn out by April, I might not. But the format is going to be as follows. One full-length video on Monday at 6 a.m. This is the exact type of content that I've already been putting out, just like a how-to on various topics or a review, whatever. There's really no change to what's happening here. But the week after that is going to be a short, just a regular short on some kind of stupid topic that I feel like doing. Honestly, this will kind of almost be like filler, but I'm trying to make myself make some actual short content that could maybe do something. And then the week after that is going to be my In a Nutshell playlist videos. So in short, I plan to do a rotating 3-week schedule. Full-length video will go up every 3 weeks. In a Nutshell and a short will fill in the weeks between them. This way, hopefully I can have enough time to finish the full-length videos and actually stick to this schedule that is probably a dumb idea to try and hold myself to. And this schedule you may have already noticed. I put up an Omada setup video for the OC200, followed that up with a short, and then 2 days ago, as long as this is going up on time, should have been my first In a Nutshell video. And this should be repeating on and on until I drop the ball. And that is really it. Basically just wanted to throw this out there to say that I do have a lot more new content coming. We have some new equipment to play with, and that I am actually going to somewhat try to upload on a schedule for 2024. And I would like to thank everybody who has been watching my videos since I started this. It's been freaking awesome, and I will leave you with a happy networking.